Let's laugh at producer Des now. His team, Atletico Madrid, they lost by 3-2 against Cadiz at the weekend. João Felix scored a couple of goals in that game. Atleti could have won it at the end, but in the end, I mean, I'm talking like, 97th minute or 95th minute, something ridiculous. 98th minute. It's unbelievable they concede that losing goal to completely lose a game 3-2. But now, I mean, we're always questioning Simeone. I mean, I guess the question is more than anything else is, what's wrong at Atletico Madrid right now, Mike?
They don't look like a team. They look like a team who they're over it. And our producer Des Norris had said it time and time again, has the project passed Simeone by, or Simeone just over it? When I look at this team, you have João Felix, Antoine Griezmann on the bench. These are players that only a couple of years ago were world-class talent. João Felix showing that quality. He comes in and the team looks more dynamic. 2 well-taken goals. The second one, a peach of a finish. But the biggest problem with Simeone and that stubbornness of how he wants to play this back 3 system, Axel Witsel playing as the third center back in the middle. They got exposed. All 3 goals coming. Axel right there. Missed time a jump on the third one. And you're not going to do yourself any favors. If you don't want to qualify for Champions League, Axel Witsel plays as a defensive midfielder for Belgium, played there for Borussia Dortmund. If he can do it there, he can sure as hell do it for Atletico Madrid. I think that is a source of their problems this season, amongst many other things.
Yeah, I mean, I think now we're not really into sort of the territory where we're discussing, are Atleti's players good enough, to sort of be considered one of the top teams in the Liga and competitive in the Champions League. I think what we're really digging into is this malaise that has really, overpowered Atleti over the last sort of 3 to 5 years. Because, when we talk to Des about it sort of on and off of the live feed, it's something that has been obvious now for quite some time. It's not like this is something new. Even on last year's pods, we were discussing how, this Atleti side were just so underwhelming that, playing really unimaginative football and just not tapping into the talent that they have. And I think Simeone, I mean, in many ways, he is a great fit for the club in terms of identity. But, that kind of identity now has almost completely consumed the team and all of those players. And the players that he has available to him are capable of playing a better quality of football than that he preaches. And I think that style of football has actually probably been passed by in continental terms and domestic terms. So it is now, in my opinion, up to Simeone to reinvent himself. Otherwise, he risks either being consigned to international management or just being forgotten completely. Because of his salary, he risks potentially being priced out of getting back into management, because at the end of the day, who is going to want to buy into this style of football at this moment in time, regardless of the good relations he has with the likes of Inter, and people remember him from his time in Serie A. Who is going to want to pay him an absolute fortune to produce this kind of tripe?
Hey, JJ, I think great minds think alike. SSB28 says, these defensive pragmatic managers are kind of getting phased out of football. Simeone, Allegri, Tuchel, Conte, struggling in the Champions League, struggling also domestically, many of them as well. Omar says, imagine not having a set starting 11. The team changes nearly every year. And then also another comment coming in, I think Simeone has taken Atletico as far as he could. He's turning into a villain now, which is a fantastic and an important point. There comes that time, that period of time where, as you said, JJ, you have this passion, you're perfect fit for the club, the results are coming, and then it fizzles out. And it's very difficult to get that back again, unless you're rotating the team and then finding a team that works and making sure you're spending a whole chunk of money in doing so. At this day and age, they're not doing enough. They're not spending enough. They don't have chemistry. Players look like they're fed up. Atleti, of course, are incredibly disappointing right now to watch. And there's no doubt about it. Producer Des needs to have a microphone at some point. So if everybody out there thinks Producer Des should have a microphone so he can join in these discussions, because when we take the piss out of his Atletico team, our private group chat starts to go a little bit crazy. But at the end of the day, Atleti, the question will be in this La Liga campaign, can they finish in the top 4? Can they get themselves into the Champions League, JJ?
I'm going to say no this time. I was optimistic about Liverpool. I'm going to be pessimistic about Atleti. Why? Because I really want Real Betis in there.
Yeah. Mike?
I think their top 4 hopes is going to be down to if Sevilla or Villarreal, one of those two teams, ever figure it out. if they decide that they want top 4, then Atleti is there for the taking. If Sevilla in particular stick in this up-down nature, love the Betis shout. I'm on board with you on that. But Atleti is a team that I think thrives on being the underdog, and that was the stall and the mantle that Simeone kind of built. This it was like, we are the team that's going to come and knock other teams off their perch. Well, you win La Liga a few times. Now there's expectation for you to deliver something. You're no longer the underdog. You're one of the big fish. And, the whole bravado doesn't seem to match anymore. And for that, I don't think top 4.